my dear students. Welcome to Gurudeva online class. Myself Siddesh, 7th social science teacher. Dear students, we already discussed the first lesson from the history part, that Vijayanagara Empire. So today we are going to discuss the second lesson from the history part, that Bahmani Adil Shah dynasty. So in this lesson we are going to discuss about when the Bahmani dynasty was established, who was the founder of Bahmani dynasty, and where it was located, what are the capital city of Bahmani dynasty, who are the important rulers of Bahmani dynasty like Asangang Bahman Shah, Firoz Shah, Ahmad Shah, Muhammad Shah III, Muhammad Gawan, and Ibrahim Adil Shah. So what are the achievements of these rulers, and what are the important Shah dynasties like Adil Shah of Vijayapur, Barid Shah of Bidar, Qutub Shah of Golconda, Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar, Imad Shah of Berar. Who are the founder of these dynasty, and what were the achievements of this dynasty, we can discuss from this lesson. Yes, so I said beginning, the Bahmani dynasty was established 1347. And who was the founder of Bahmani dynasty? Alauddin Hasan Gang Bahman Shah. He was the founder of Bahmani dynasty. And where it was located? It was located at northern part of Krishna river. Then what was the capital city of Bahmani dynasty? The beginning Kalaburgi, later Bidar. It became as a capital city of Bahmani dynasty. And who are the important rulers of Bahmani dynasty? Asangang Bahman Shah, Firoz Shah, Ahmad Shah, Muhammad Shah III, Muhammad Gawan, Ibrahim Adil Shah. These were the important rulers of Bahmani dynasty. So let us discuss what are the achievements of these rulers. So in the first one, Hasan Gang Bahman Shah. So one point keep in your mind. So the present Karnataka, Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. So these places under the Bahman dynasty during those days. So in the first one, Hasan Gang Bahman Shah, he was the founder of Bahmani dynasty. In the beginning, he was working in the army of Delhi Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq. But later, he was decided to independent rule, so that he defeated many places, and day by day he was going to extend his dynasty. Then which were the places captured by the Hasan Gang Bahman Shah? Those were Meerut, Kalyana, Goa, Bijapur, Bagalkote, Dabul, Jamakandi. So these places defeated by the Hasan Gang Bahman Shah, and also he built many mosques and palaces in Gulbarga also. And day by day, Hasan Gang Bahman Shah, he was going to extend his dynasty, and also he extended his dynasty in the four direction: east Boginagar, and west Goa, and north Pena river, and south Krishna river. So this was the important achievements of Hasan Gang Bahman Shah. And Hasan Gang Bahman Shah also, he was not a longest ruler of Bahmani dynasty. So after the Hasan Gang Bahman Shah, the one of the very important ruler from Bahmani dynasty is named Firoz Shah. Yes, the Firoz Shah before, there were two rulers. Those were Muhammad Shah first and Muhammad Shah second. But both were not an important and the longest ruler in Bahmani dynasty. So after the Muhammad Shah second, the one of the very important ruler is named Tajuddin Firoz Shah. He was ruled from 1397 to 1422 CE. The CE means Common Era. So let us discuss what are the achievements of Firoz Shah? The Firoz Shah, he was a liberal, judicious and a believer of God. He made a copy of Quran and edited it for his whole life. So it indicates he believer of God. And also he was a writer and encouraged all the languages, and as well as he was an expert in geometry and theology also. And he established observatory in Daulatbad. It was also one of the great achievements of Firoz Shah. He shattered many philosophers, poets and artists also. The one of the very important poets, Azmiri. So he was a great poet during the period of Firoz Shah. And also he propagated the beauty of his capitals, that Kalaburgi. In the beginning I said the Kalaburgi, it was the first capital city of Bahmani dynasty. And he built a new city called Firozabad on the bank of Bhima river. He gifted many villages to a Sufi saint Bande Nawaza, who arrived during his period. It was also one of the very important achievements of the Firoz Shah. And the Firoz Shah, he concentrated on the development of ports, because it is a very important to connect with the other countries. For that purpose, he concentrated on the development of forts. So these were the very important achievements of the Firoz Shah or Tajuddin Firoz Shah. Let us discuss about the Mahmud Gawan achievements. The Mahmud Gawan, he was ruled from 1463 to 1481. Basically he was a Persian, but by the seeing of his work honesty, he was a prime minister of Muhammad Shah III. And the Mahmud Gawan, he captured the Hubballi, Belagavi and Goa from the Vijayanagara Empire. By the defeating of places, he was going to support his Sultan Muhammad Shah III. And also the Mahmud Gawan administration was according to the Islamic laws, because basically he was Muslim, so that overall his administration on the basis of Islamic laws. And also he encouraged the revenue and postal service. What nowadays we are going to see postal department. So this system we already see in the during the period of Bahmani dynasty. And also he fixed the taxes on the basis of land's fertility and irrigation facilities. During those days, so what nowadays we are going to see the different kinds of taxes. So this tax system we can see during the period of Bahmani dynasty also. During those period, if the farmers have land fertility and as well as irrigation, they should pay the more tax. If the farmer don't have a fertility land and irrigation facilities, they should pay the less tax. And the tax was collected by the cash only. And he removed some taxes which were annoying the people. Some taxes were burden on farmers. Such kind of taxes removed by the Mahmud Gawan. And is one more very important achievement, that he founded the Madrasa in Bidar, the Madrasa University. It indicates he encouraged the education also. So let us discuss what is the importance of Madrasa University. It encouraged the Islamic religious and legal education, and also it is 242 feet wide and 222 feet long, and 56 feet height. So it was the structure of Madrasa University. And what are the subject taught in Madrasa University? The main subject are astronomy, maths and history. So these were the three subject taught by the Madrasa University. And in this university year, for the student, free education and hostel facilities also. For that purpose, the many students, they came from the other countries and they got the education in Madrasa University. And also here it has a huge library. That library it has 3000 manuscript. And also this Madrasa University, it has 3-story building. So this is the important of the Madrasa University. Like this, the day by day, the Muhammad given, he got a name and fame. So this was not tolerance by the religious leader. So they were decided to kill the Muhammad Gawan. So they kidnapped empty letter which was signed by the Muhammad Gawan. In that leader Malik Hassan, he kidnapped that letter and he wrote in that the Bidar king should attack on Bahmani dynasty. During that time, I supported to Bidar king. By seeing of this letter, the king Muhammad Shah III, he was decided to kill the Muhammad Gawan and he gave the order to his soldiers to kill the Muhammad Gawan. So after the few days, he realized his mistake. And the few days, the Muhammad Shah was also died. On the tomb of Muhammad Gawan, there was a statement that the innocent Muhammad Gawan was died. So finally, the Muhammad Gawan was died. So what are the contributions of these dynasties? So let us discuss one by one. In that first one, the education. They encouraged the Islamic education, and also in education center, the chanting of Quran was part of the education. The each and everyone student, they should chanting the Quranas. This was one of the very important principle of education centers. Then what were the important centers during the period of Bahmani dynasty? Those were Kalaburgi, Bidar, Daulatbad and Ilchapura. These were a very important education center of Bahmani dynasties. And here the poor people and orphans get the free food, shelter and scholarship. So what nowadays we are going to see the scholarship when we are going to get the higher education. So there is a facilities by the government scholarship for the student. And this type of scholarship and hostel facilities we can see during the period of Bahmani dynasty also. And what are the important subject taught by the universities? Those were Quran, beginning I said the chanting of Quran is compulsory, and philosophy and principles of Sufism. So these were a very important subject taught by the center like Kalaburgi, Bidar, Daulatbad and Ilchapura. So this was the education system of the Bahmani dynasty. So next we can discuss about the literature. They have given more contribution in the field of literature also. They sheltered many philosophers, poets and writers also, like Firuz Shah, Muhammad Shah II and Muhammad Gawan. So these were the great writers and as well as philosophers also. And also here the few important literature developed, those were Persian, Arabic and Urdu literature developed, because as we know that basically those are Muslims, so that they give the more concentrate on Persian literature, Arabic literature and as well as Urdu literature. And also the Sufism and Bande Nawaz. So these belongs to Bahmani dynasty itself. And here the one of the very important language famous, that Dakani language. The Dakani language famous during the period of Bahmani dynasty. So later it developed as a Urdu languages. So this was the literature contributions of the Bahmani dynasty. Let's see what are the contribution in the fielding of sculpture. The Bahmani dynasty, they have given more contribution in the field of sculpture also. During this period, there were many monuments established by the different sultans also. So let us discuss one by one the important monuments located at Bidar, Kalaburgi and Bijapura. So here we can see many important monuments which were established during the period of Bahmani dynasty. And also, so these sculpture established by the one of the very important style, that Indo-Islamic style. So this Indo-Islamic style we can call as a Dakani style, in the sense the monuments, when the monuments are going to establish, they used one of the very important style, that Indo and Islamic style. It means Hindu and as well as Muslim, that we can call as the Indo-Islamic style. It has one more name, that Dakani style. If you see in Bijapur and Kalaburgi and Bidar, if you see those monuments, then we come to know the style of Dakani or Indo-Islamic style. And one of the very important monument, that Jama Masjid, it was established by the Muhammad Shah. So this Jama Masjid, it has one of the very important meeting hall with the small domes. It was one of the very important major attractions of Jama Masjid. And the tombs of sultans are in Kalaburgi. So there were many important tombs we can see in the place of Kalaburgi. So this was also one of the very important contributions in the field of sculpture. And the tombs of Bande Nawaza, it was another prominent monuments located at Kalaburgi also. And the one of the very important monument, that a Bidar's Solaha Kamba Mosque and as well as the fort are famous we can see in Bidar. The Bidar fort, it was one of the very important fort established during the period of Bahmani dynasty. And so these buildings are decorated and have carved wooden craft on them. If you see in Bidar fort and as well as Solaha Kamba Mosque. So one of the very important monuments, it located at Bidar. And one more important contribution, that the 12 tombs of Astar, it located at Bidar. So these were the very important contributions of the Bahmani dynasty in the field of sculpture. So later, after the Muhammad Gawar, there was one of the ruler, his name Kalimullah. The Kalimullah, he was not a longest ruler, but after the death of Kalimullah, the Bahmani dynasty, it was going to divide into a 5 important part. Those were Adil Shah of Vijayapur, Barid Shah of Bidar, Qutub Shah of Golconda, Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar, Imad Shah of Berar. The first one, Adil Shah of Vijayapur, founder Yusuf Adil Shah. Barid Shah of Bidar, founder Qasim Barid. Qutub Shah of Golconda, founder Qali Qutub Shah. And Nizam Shah, founder Malik Ahmad. And Imad Shah of Berar, founder Fathullah. So these were the 5 important dynasty who ruled the Bahmani kingdom. So in the next class, we are going to discuss about what are the important ruler of these dynasty and what they have given contribution. So we can discuss in the next class. So once again, recapitulations of this class, my dear students. In this class, we are going to discuss when Bahmani dynasty was established, where it was established, and who was the founder of this dynasty, what are the capital city of this dynasty, and who are the important ruler of this dynasty, and we discussed the achievements of Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah, Firoz Shah, and Muhammad Ghawan. So remaining the Shah dynasties we can discuss in the next class. Thank you for watching the videos. Bye.